G'day YouTube, my name's Lance. Welcome to Bundy Bear's shed. Well, the weather report, bloody hot. We've had a bit of humid weather. Last week we had showers, but it was only 11 mil, 20 mil, things like that. Mum in town got a bit more than we got. We got, I think, 11 mil the other night and she had 24, something like that. So it worked out okay. I'm just checking that we're still recording over there. Got to have trouble with that bloody thing. And yeah, so there's a bit of a breeze in the shed today. I'm a little bit late today. Now, I've just come back from town. I've been going to doctors and things like that. On my arm, you can see I've got scars here and here and here and there and there and there and there and on here and on there and on my ear and on my legs. And look, we have trouble with skin cancers and that in Australia, because when we're young blokes we used to race around and with a pair of shorts, no shoes, and we just tear around having a nice time, buddy. Not a care in the world. But this arm here, the doctor said, holy shit, the damage in there. But when I started mechanicking in summer, when it didn't matter when, we didn't have air conditioning in the cars, and we'd be tearing out to a farm somewhere with our arm on the door and the quarter glass blowing air in. That was our aircon. And I can remember some stinking hot days. Just, you'd get home 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon and you would be absolutely bloody cooked. You'd just be worn out for the day, and sunburn and all that. But I don't sort of burn so much. I'll go red for today, and then tomorrow it'll just brown off for me. So very fortunate. Adele, our daughter, she's got fair skin and she'll burn and blister, and it really gives her curry. So I'm a bit lucky there. But so I've been doing that, and then now I've retired, and we've got we've got all the business stuff sorted, I believe, most of it anyway. And I thought it was time to go to the doctor and have checkups again. And I had trouble with my knee last year and they did some, but I went to the doctor and I had all my full skin checked. Stand there in your jocks and lay on the bed, and bloody they go over you with a fine tooth comb. And it was sort of, and it had been 12 months, I suppose, since I had the blood test done. So we're in today and had to do urine and blood tests, and they're doing kidney function, liver function, cholesterol, prostate, all the stuff that they should be doing. Last time they didn't do the prostate for some reason, no idea why, but we're doing it this time. So Jude and I have just come back. It's about lunchtime Tuesday, and we've just got home from in town for the morning, and then we went down to Bagara to Rick's on the corner on the cafe there, and we had a cuppa and brunch because we had to do fasting before you get the blood test. So we went down the beach and sat and had a cuppa and something nice to eat, and look, it's been a pretty good day. So I come back. I haven't done the stew. I didn't do the stew yesterday. We've had showers on and off, and the grass sort of never dried out properly. So yesterday it looked like a lovely day, a bit cloudy, nice breeze. So I spent the day on the mower and the tractor, and so I've slashed the entire paddock, the whole lot now. I've mowed everything, and that should get me done for a week. The lawns are every week, but the paddock's only every few weeks now, but still. And oh man, I nearly shit myself. I thought my number was up. On the little Massey 20 Industrial, I've got the slasher on. I put that white canopy on with the, it's got a roll bar and a white canopy and all that. And I was slashing around and slashing past this tree, and it had a little branch sticking out, and I didn't quite look and check, but I thought, I'll go around that. Well, what happened is the pipe that went through forward, front to rear, to support that, I must have hit that bloody thing with that branch, bang on. And next thing, the wheels are coming up on the tractor. I'm thinking, holy shit, what's going on here? And anyway, the tractor ended up like this, and I had a slasher on the back, so it wouldn't have gone over, but it certainly put the wind up me. And so what happened is it hit straight on, and the tractor come up. Then as it come up, the angle changed, and next thing the pole just went bang and broke back, and the tractor sort of half come down, but it was still in gear going up. So I ended up putting my foot on the clutch and the brake. Bloody nearly had to go and get clean undies. And so what I've done, those plastic canopies, they're a high memory plastic, and so look, I rooted the whole frame up. The roll frame's good, everything else is rubbish, and yeah, so I've taken the canopy and I've put that out in the grass because it was all twisted up like a mess because the steel frame was holding it twisted up, and so I've put that out I've taken it off and put it out in the grass out in front of the shed here. And I just had a look before the stew, and with the heat of the day, because it's 30 degrees, 31 I think at the moment, and yeah, it's gone back to shape. You wouldn't know anything had happened, but in the front of the canopy it's got a piece of inch thin pipe. I've wrecked that, and the two side bars, the square down the side with a bit of round welded in for a T-clamp, I've wrecked all that, so gave myself a job. So anyway, that's bloody how it goes. You just, yeah, that sort of happens sometimes. I got the forklift going through the week. The camera had stopped before, and I hadn't realised the camera had stopped. The memory card was full. So it's a bit of a look at how I did it, but not the full story. But it's back going again now. It's nice and quiet. Brian Block from, he was saying it'd be good if they, you know, if you didn't have to split them. Well, on ours, you undo the circlip, bring it up the male shaft that goes in your clutch plate. The input shaft on the gearbox is telescopic, it's hollow. So you can push the shaft from in the clutch way up into the hollow drive shaft and just lift the bloody clutch out. Great idea. I put a hole in my finger with a spring. Nothing serious there either really. But look, it's going good now, it's nice and quiet. Clutch plate was good, pressure plate was good because I got to it early and yeah, looked after it, so that's a decent thing. I've cleaned the shed up a bit through the week. Last Friday, sorry, I went up and spent the whole day up at the club shed up at Mullet Creek. We're having a meeting up there on the 8th of March, so all the members can come and have a look. And a lot of people, because it's 50 k's out of town, which is a fair way, and you know, we couldn't get anything, we couldn't get any land in town to have one back. And this, I wasn't doing it, the other members were doing it back in the day. I was running Queensland Tractor Spares. I haven't got my bloody hat on. And yeah, I was running Queensland Tractor Spares. So anyway, they've signed an agreement with this shed and it costs us $1 a year rent. And it's 18 metres by 9 metres, that's the first section. So, but what was happening, we were taking stuff up to the shed and we were just putting it here and putting it there, and we were just dumping it and running sort of thing, which is just, you know, the time we had was how we all did it. So anyway, I went up there and spent the whole day up there. Got there, left home 6:30 and got home about 2:30, I suppose, 3 o'clock there somewhere. But that gave me an opportunity to lift some of the stuff out. Adam gave me a hand up there with a little massey and a front forks, and I took the pallet jack up and my walk behind broom, which I've left up there because I've got to go up again tomorrow. And yeah, we've cleaned it up a lot. Instead of shit just everywhere, we've lined things up along the wall, and one of the club shipping containers is going up there, so there's still like a barbecue and a shower for when we have tractor treks and things like that that can go into the shipping container, and it'll look quite nice. So I jacked the old Toff cane loader up and put it on proper stands because it was on bits of wood and just sitting there. Then probably lucky we did, because then we got notification from Colin Boyce. He's the local federal member for north of Bundaberg. The Burnett Rivers, you've got Hinkler on one side and Burnett on the other. So he's a member of parliament up there, and he's going to Agnes on Tuesday, and he got onto the club and he said, look, I'm coming through your way on Wednesday. You mind if we drop in and have a look at what you're doing there at 9 o'clock? So I said, yeah, all right. And so, well, Alan did. So yeah, tomorrow Trevor and myself and Jean and Alan, the secretary, and a few of us are going up there. We're going to say good day to Cole and show him what we're doing up there and what the long-term plan is up there. And yeah, it should be good, eh? I reckon. Yeah, have a bit of a chat and just show him. And if you've got these blokes on your side, look, we have asked for a government grant of $35,000 to put a mezzanine area in and put some shelving along and things like that. But there's I think there's nearly a couple of thousand people going for that grant, that one grant of 35,000. So whether we get it or not, we'd be very lucky if we do. But if you've got these blokes, he's already written us a letter, and the mayor in town here's told us if we ever need some support from her, give her a yell. So yeah, we're just trying to keep the wheels turning. We're still working in the background on a rally on the 9th and 10th of August 2025, our vintage machinery rally. I've just been talking to Indy Ridgely. He's got, between him and his mate Len from Toowoomba, they've got every petrol model of Southern Cross engine, and they're going to bring them there. There's 11 of those, and Rob said he's got some diesels, so he might do that. So we've got enough room to give them a compound if we can. And Rob's got a heap of tractors to bring up. I'm going to try and make sure, just different things like the Ford 2000 I've been dodging here with that carby. I'll make sure that's running and gone. I still haven't put the seat on the TE20 that Russell Kempy got me. I just had one of those weeks where it was just bloody busy. We had kids early in the week, and then club stuff going on, then doctors to go to and all that. So it just, I don't know where the week went, but yeah, it shot through. I didn't get an awful lot done that not much to skite about. So the shed's pretty good. I've got a couple of trestle tables. Oh, we went over, the club's got a shipping container over East Bundaberg where we keep fencing and banners and all that sort of stuff. It needs a big clean up, it's just a mess. So we went over there and got some stuff out of that, and I took it up to Mullet Creek and up to where the shed is. And yeah, the U3A, University of Third Age, they had some trestle tables to get rid of that they offered the club for $41 each. So Sunday morning I was in town loading them up with the help of my mate Paul, and I've got them here. So as long as it's not raining, when we go up to the shed tomorrow, I'll take these trestle tables with me, and yeah, we'll get going and take them up for use up there. So should be good. So yeah, so the club stuff's taken up a bit of my time, probably one and a half, probably 2 days last week, and counting the bookwork. And look, there'll probably be one full day this week, I suppose, on it. But that's okay. I feel like we're getting somewhere. We're getting ahead. I've been talking to a lot of members. The things they were complaining about, like to get in the club shipping container to get the fencing out, they've got an old scarifier there and old rooted pump bodies and just bloody junk, So so I've told them I'll take my trailer in one day and we'll do a big load of that rubbish out of there, and we'll take it up to the shed. And if we have a shipping container up the shed there, some of that stuff can still be out of the weather, but not on display. So we'll work towards that, I think, and see how we go anyway. Yeah. So, but look, that's about it. I'll take you and I'll show you what's left of the frame on the tractor. Just stay there for a minute, will you? I've been working on the spacers for the tractor seats. As on a 135, I'm 6'2", long legs, big belly, and I find on a 135 I'm quite cramped up, and even the Massey 20 I'm quite cramped. So what I've chosen to do is put a spacer under the seat and bring it back. So and by doing this, it picks it up a bit, so I can put a suspension seat on and go 100 mil further back and 2 inches further up. So look, I'll spin the camera around. I've been playing with the 65 chassis here. It was just handy, and I'll try and explain how it all works, eh? Okay. Where the normal seat base is here, when you slide a suspension seat back, and I've got one here, when I put it on there, at the back here, it can only come back so far, and it hits. So because of the draft spring here, it only comes back to about there somewhere. So when you run the line straight from here straight back, it ends up about there where that black mark is. So by doing this and cutting this piece out here, I can pop that there. That puts the back edges of the seat. It can come right back now, and I'll sit it on. It can come right back to that mark there. So it can go right back to that mark there. So what it does for me, it gives me, look, it's around 100mm further back and a couple of inches higher, and that gives me the leg room that I'm looking for. Bearco make a seat that has a cutout for this, but Sparex don't, so that'll give me, and with the forward and reverse slide on the seat, I can still get it forward plenty if Jude wants to hop on or someone else wants to hop on, but for my long legs I can slide it right back and it comes back to about there from about there. So it's about 3 to 4 inches, closer to 4 inches. So I've cut in here with the hole saws, so that allows me to get a socket down here and do those 7/16 UNC, yep, they're C nuts. And the seats have 1/2 inch holes in them, so what I'm thinking of doing is either welding, coming in the side there and welding a nut in here, both ends, so I can screw the seat down into it, or come in from the back and have the nut. As long as it's not too high and there's a bit of a hump in the centre of the seat there to allow for it, so should be okay. So yeah, look, that's what's happening with that. I've got 1.5 made. I've just got to bolt this on now and just make sure it's okay. But I need to do it on the Massey 20 because the Massey 20 was the seat that was giving me the willies, and I'd like to get back further with that. I do feel quite cramped in there. So yeah, look, that's coming along. Not at a rate of knots, but it is happening. So that's all we need to happen, eh? Okay. Look, that's it for the stew. Not a lot went on that I could skite about. I do have some footage of the clutch. I'm a bit off the side here, aren't I? I'll just shift my chair. I do have the footage of the forklift up to a certain stage. I'll pop that in the end as a bit of a video just to show you how it all worked, and we'll go from there. So once again, thanks for dropping by. We'll catch you all next week. Stay safe. I see Barry's got a couple of videos on the 990 diff that I've got to get to yet. But yeah, keep in touch, and yeah, we'll see how we go, eh? All right, see yous. Okay, as you can see on the bench here, I've got the clutch out of the forklift. Now the bearing came yesterday, and we had a storm yesterday, so I couldn't really film stripping it out, but I need to get it out and done. So I got the throw out, and the reason I pulled it apart now is I didn't want it to get that worn here that it damaged the fingers on the clutch. But if you have a listen, there's that little squeaky noise we heard. And the funny thing was, when you put load on it, it quietened up. So, crisis averted. I have a new throw out here, and that's a bit better. So I'll go and wash all this up and just press this out and put the new bearing on. Now the main clutch plate, we put one of them in. But I think I've done it since I've owned the forklift in 20 years, but I can't be too hard on the clutch. You can still see there's plenty of depth here. Yeah, plenty of depth. The dampener's okay, the springs are good. This spring here's got a shiny bit, it must have had a bit of a turn one time. And yeah, look, that looks okay. We're going to use that again. And the main pressure plate here, considering the job it does, look, she looks like bloody new. So I'm not too hard on my clutches by the look of that. So I'm not going to pull that apart. I might give it a blow out and just to get rid of some of the dust. This plate goes in that way, and that gives us an opportunity to put the whole lot in together. It has to slide down as a unit, but before we do that I'll have to wash this fella here up and get that new bearing on, and away we go. So it should have a spring here, and there's a little bracket to return it, and this was, when I went to undo this, this was quite sticky on the shaft. I actually had to lever it back, so it needs a good clean in here. And look, I think it's just old dry grease, and I'll clean the snout that it slides on too, and I'll make sure that just runs back and forth nice and freely. But there's that little noise we were looking for. Okay, I'm over on my little 6-ton press here, and the carrier looks like it'll come out through the bed okay. So we'll just give it a little bit of a press here, press the bearing out, or the centre out of the bearing is what we're looking to do. There we go. I cleaned all the inside there, put him in the parts washer. So, yeah, it looks like it might fit, so that'll be good. Okay, we'll have to take this out and drop this down a high. So we'll just press that down gently. That's a nice easy, you don't put no pressure on there at all. That looks all the way home. So that's the main part of the job. Bloody beautiful. Okay, where the throw out slides here, that grease is quite tacky. So we're just going to put a bit of brake cleaner over there, bit on the pivot there as well, give it a good wipe, mainly just to get all the old grease off. So I think we should be okay. So we'll put a heap of grease there. Some all around just to make sure. But inside the bearing there's a grease track just there. I'll put some in there. On the little rubbing blocks. Put some in there. And we'll have to lever that back a little bit out of the way so we can get the clutch in. So that gives us room for that. Get the clutch and slide it down in there. One there. And we can now move this throw out back that way and bring the shaft back and get the shaft to come back into the main drive plate. So I can possibly just start a couple of bolts at least to hold it true and in place. And what we can do now, we can just see down the edge there and see how close to being central the main drive plate is. And if we just put these bolts in loosely, just so, and that allows us to bump the plate around a little bit if we feel we need to. I'm just going to get bolts on all four mounting flanges for the moment. And this fella here can slide back now. Come on, get that. Yes, that's free enough. Those clutch fingers, I'll go down shortly. When the clutch bolts in properly, they'll drop down a little bit. So that seems to be about level. See if we can get this fella back. This is the main transmission shaft. Just grab a couple of splines there, bring them home. So we'll just hold a bit of pressure back on that now as we turn. We might put the forklift in gear. we go. That slid back into the plate. And that's as far as you can go. Alright, now as we bolt this clutch together, now that plate's lined up, the fingers will come down and give us a bit more throw out movement. Knocking him out of gear probably helped things, eh?